So I photographed Derek Jeter for Sports Illustrated as a cover. He was their Sportsman of the Year. The magazine decided that what they wanted to do is actually have a picture of him right by the subway stop up at Yankee Stadium. The feeling there was really to have it lit like it's not lit. The whole point is just to have it look like he's just standing there by the subway stop in a perfectly nice ambient lighting situation, except he's underneath the tracks and stuff, so it'll be a little dark and dim, and to have him like pop out from the background without it looking overlit. I'll draw this from the back. It might be a little easier to understand what's cooking with this. This, we'll say, is the street, right? And this here is actually the subway post that he's kind of leaning on. It kind of goes down that way. So, and he's standing right around, I think right around here, right? And he's kind of leaning on it, kind of got his shoulder to it, and he's kind of leaning there at an angle, and he's kind of got his legs crossed like that. And he's sort of leaning in there holding his bat, whatever it is, kind of like that, right? So he's standing there, and I'm actually way back here on the ground. I'm probably 15, 20 feet away on the ground. That would be me. Here's my head, a little tripod down there. This was pretty much almost all lit with strip lights. What I like about the strip lights is that they're very soft because they're long sources, but they're very narrow. So there's not all kinds of spill all over the place. And they have little barn doors, so you can kind of focus them. So in this case, we basically had, this is actually the railing for the subway thing goes this way, right? Kind of goes like that. So basically what's happening is we had the main light on him that's kind of from the front is from a 2-foot strip light, and that's really quite close to him. It's just out of frame, and I'm saying it's right around here, I believe, right? That's the 2-footer. And then not a whole lot farther away from it, around to the side here, I do believe is a 4-foot strip light. And that's kind of really looks like it's the same light in the picture, just this one gives a little more oomph to his face. Otherwise, they'd read almost identical, really. So that would be a 4-footer, and that's here. And those guys are back in here, just around kind of front and to the side. There was another 4-footer that we had back around behind this, so the camera couldn't see it. And that was standing back here, and that's actually casting a nice long highlight along his edge, right? And then I believe the last light we had was probably a beauty dish, and it would have been up and a little bit behind him to the side, and that's really just kind of catching the shape of his hat and throwing a little light on his shoulder. Again, really subtle little separations, just to have a little separation. I believe that was up here. I believe it was a beauty dish with a grid on it. So that thing's kind of up here on a boom, right? And that's off here to the side. So the thing that I was happy about with this is that essentially it reads as one, most of it reads as one source that just happens to hit him in good places. You're not aware of like a kick light here and a side light here and all kinds of stuff going on. It's just kind of quiet, and it just kind of integrates with what the ambient light was. In this case, we had one of the assistants standing in for him to really get the lighting right. And then Jeter shows up, and I honestly don't even know if he was there 5 minutes. It was really quick, like came in, shake hands, explain what's going on, got back down to the camera. I mean, literally, I don't know if I shot 12.5 frames, 24 frames. It was like 5 minutes. He's just the quintessential, not just athlete, but in the best sense, a sportsman. A guy who's like a gentleman, team player, consistent, steady, inspirational in a way, ethical. Like, he's just this really great guy. So it wanted to be him looking terrific, but at the same time, it wanted to be him kind of a little bit heroic, low camera angle, and also just that he's a regular guy. Like, we could have shot him in Yankee Stadium, brand new, it's beautiful. Could have shot him in a studio, done some beautiful lighting. But the idea is just he's out here on the street, right? And I think that just brings him right down to earth and says that he's just kind of a regular person. And the whole lighting thing was to look good but not have it be lit, overlit. And kind of his whole stance is just relaxed and easy, like he just kind of does it all the time. And so all that together, you shouldn't even have to think about it. You should just look and go like, oh wow, he looks like a really nice guy, that's cool. That's about it.